Hello everyone, hope everybody's doing great today. This video finds in high spirits and I appreciate the one or two be watching this video. I hope you enjoy it, hope you have a good time watching this. And today I kind of ventured out, broadened my horizons and watched my first Indian TV series. I haven't watched a movie yet, but this could be considered a movie-ish, right? Anyways, my first Indian TV series, entertainment. Let's just say it that way. And I wasn't disappointed. But just because I wasn't disappointed doesn't mean that you might be disappointed if you watch this. I think I worded that right? Anyways, so let's get into the show. We're going to be talking about Pari. I think that's how you pronounce the second word there. When Love Bites. Pari, When Love Bites. This is a romantic comedy with slight horror into it, but it's nothing really that scary at all. And it's basically about a vampire who breaks her fang while trying to suck the blood of a guy at a party. So she goes to a dentist who happens only to be open at nighttime. Doesn't really explain why. My only guess is he likes to cook, and so he goes to his office at nighttime to cook and do YouTube videos, what I'm doing right now. That's what he likes to do. But his dad's a traditionalist. Men stay out of the kitchen. Women cook. Men don't. That's basically his family life. His interaction with his dad is like that. The dentist comes from a very traditional family. They don't really like the modern stuff, like modern music and stuff like that. So they're kind of traditionalists. And our vampire lady, she is a little bit of both, I guess you can say. She feels like when she's down under in her cave-like environment with her other group of vampires, there's 30 of them. She kind of feels trapped, so she likes to get up to the surface and explore and, enjoy the life. But she also has because she's, old, she kind of has her traditional values. So in that sense, they do have something that they have in common. This is kind of a opposites attract. Obviously, she's a vampire and he's a human, but she's more outgoing, and he's more kind of a nerdish part. But the fundamental of this is something that I believe that opposites do attract. However, as long as you have the same core beliefs, it doesn't matter about your personality. As long as you have those core beliefs, your relationship will work. And these two do have the same core beliefs about family and such stuff like that. While this is a romantic comedy, it do have some mystery in this. You got your witch, your cult, who's out there trying to kill vampires. In this show, the vampires are seen as innocent at this time in history. Time in history, they're kind of innocent. They get their blood from a blood bank. And she's one of the rare ones that she'll go up to the surface and she likes to suck the blood, but she doesn't like to kill or turn people into vampires. So there's a certain technique that they learn where they can suck human blood, but not turn them into vampires or kill them. And it kind of gives the humans like amnesia, where they don't really remember what happened. So that's kind of like her gig. That's her thing, going up there partying and sucking blood from different people. Well, what draws her to our dentist at first is that his blood is a little different. While he's attending to her tooth, a drop of blood falls into her mouth, and he happens to be a virgin, which virgin blood is like very desirable. So that's kind of what attracts her at first, but then she kind of falls in love with his personality, and they kind of hit it off. The show does have a sense of a hint of mystery to it, which I enjoy. I like the little mystery in my shows. While it does favor heavily with the romance angle, well, not really heavily, it's about 50% of it is about their romance and their relationship. You got like a little bit like what is the vampires like, explores a little bit of their society. And then you got a third character who's a policeman. His dad was part of this cult who hunted down vampires, and people thought he was crazy. And he's kind of suffering from dementia. or Alzheimer's type of thing. And so his dad was kind of a disgraced policeman because he believed in vampires, and it kind of bleeds into the this cop's reputation as well, because of his father being kind of known to be a loony. So once he stumbles upon this fact that there are vampires out, and he starts to investigate, people think he's kind of crazy and that he's a drunkard and stuff like that, which he kind of is. But he's kind of like us, like the viewer. He's kind of investigating. He's kind of half in and half out on what's going on. He doesn't really know if he supports the vampires or if he supports the cult that is investigating the vampires. Mainly because one, he stumbles upon the person that our leading lady bit. You know, he stumbles upon her. He files a complaint. Then one of the cult members dies and stuff, so it's like a murder thing he's trying to investigate. So he's one of those characters where you're like, well, is he going to do the right thing, or is he going to join the cult type? This show does have a good mystery to it, you know, especially at the end. We get a little hint that maybe our leading lady is not exactly a full-blooded vampire, that she might be something else. We get into like on the cult, we get to like, why are they hunting down vampires? They seem to have like magical spells, especially the leader. She's like a witch. She's a Wiccan, and she can cast spells, and that's how she kind of hunts down the vampires. And kind of like, because she has this deep grudge against vampires, she actually killed one of the vampires that happens to be the best, well, I wouldn't say best friend, but the friend of our leading lady. And that kind of draws out our female lead and trying to hunt down the people who killed her friend and such. So you do have that great rivalry, I guess, animosity between these two groups. And our poor doctor is kind of stuck in between, you know, of deciding, you know, what side is right and what side is wrong type of thing. The ending of this series is definitely leading up to a second series, which I loved about this. Like I said, it ended with, you know, who is this one? Who is our leading lady? Is she really just a vampire, or is there something more? We got the cult there, more determined than ever into hunting down these vampires. And then we got kind of like a mysterious figure who, he's a human, but he's the leader of the vampires. He's kind of has control. So before they can do anything, they have to get his approval before they can make any kind of action. Like before they can turn somebody into a vampire, he's the one who's supposed to tell them that it's okay for them to do it or not. If they want to go from the underground to the surface, you have to get his permission. So he kind of rules the roost, and it's kind of hard to understand why he's the leader of this vampire group. It kind of hinted at something that happened back in the past, that his ancestors helped some of these vampires survive the purge that was going on during that time period. So I don't know if there was some kind of blood pact that holds them to keep their oath, because they're clearly stronger than this guy. I mean, the only thing he really has is that he wears silver, and for some reason silver prevents, it's very harmful to vampires. So I guess they kind of got like a werewolf kind of werewolf, what do you say, tradition, werewolf. They kind of mixed in like the werewolf stuff in with the vampires, you know, because I never heard anything about silver hurting vampires, at least here in America. Maybe that's an Indian thing. Something I probably should study on there. But they still got like the other stuff, like putting a stake through their hearts, and they can't be in sunlight. So yes, if they do make a season 2, I'm all for it. I enjoyed this show. So at the end of these videos, we always give 3 grades. Highly recommend, or recommend with caution. Like I said, this was my first Indian show, and I did enjoy it. But will you enjoy it? Would you enjoy this? Is something that the general audience would like? I'm going to give this a solid, I recommend this. It's not great. It's not very bad. It's just, you know, your average show. So I would recommend this if you have an opportunity. If you like vampire shows, you probably would like this. because it doesn't destroy the vampire lore at all. It buys into it, and you get to know a little bit more about these vampires, and they're kind of dives into this particular society that they're showing us. The leading female lead is a great character, well acted. She's interesting. She's not boring. You'll fall in love with the doctor. He's a good guy. He's your average person. Like I said, he's kind of shy. He's kind of shy, but he comes out of his shell, and he's not like a complete weakling or anything. He can be strong when he needs to be, which I enjoy. But if you're somebody who likes strong women characters of that type of person, you'll like this. But you know, you do got your strong male characters as well. I was kind of disappointed. This is going to be spoilers, so I did recommend it. From here on out, for next minute or two, these are spoilers, okay? Just so you know. So if you don't want any spoilers, turn it off now. Hit the like button. Because if you're here this long, you must have liked it, right? So, little spoilers. I was kind of disappointed that they made it where he lost his memory of her and all the things they did together. Because especially if leading to season 2, I don't want another season of will these two get back together type of thing. I would more like season 2 to be exploring and be about the conflict between the cult that's out there hunting the vampires, and then the vampires with the cult, and maybe some other elements that they could add in, and just focus on, you know, the relationship of our two leads, and not none of this more romantic comedy type stuff of will these two get together, will they not. Less of that would be great in season 2. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for staying this long. Really appreciate it. And hey, if you've seen this, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought of the show, and if you are looking forward to a season 2 or not. So have a great day, and until next time, bye.